all being brought by some of the other players that were trying to hard counter Bomb Warrior decks, like Orma, Yarla, Briarthorn in the past, though his deck was banned. His was definitely something else. Nalguidan, though, bringing, tried and true. Which is Tempo Mage, Rogue, Demon Hunter, Control Priest. Wait a second. Was his Demon Hunter was banned on both sides? Is that what I saw? I'm crazy, right?
No, I thought the Priest was banned away from Nalguidan, and I think the Demon Hunter was banned from Firebat.
Oh, wow. All right, well, I'm even more worried for the Highlander.
If I saw and recall correctly,
nah, you're correct.
I could be wrong, but
whew. So by my calculations,
first time for everything.
That's 3 bad matches for Highlander Hunter.
3 bad matches for that. You really think so, DJ?
Nah, not quite, because of Acidic Swampoo's and Cobalt Sticky Finger. Maybe the DH has some room. Oh wow! Look, a mustache. I have no respect for Highlander Hunter. I know that I undervalue Highlander Hunter a lot, and I know that it's probably stronger than what I'm giving it credit for, but I just don't like the deck. I don't think it's strong. I think it's too one-dimensional. You can put as many tech cards as you want into it, but at the end of the day, it's still Highlander Hunter. So.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Highlander Hunter definitely has its limitations, as we're going to come across that soon, TJ, but for now, we don't have to worry about it too much, because we do have the Mage versus the Warrior. Now get on off to a quick start with some card draw off the Cram session. And seems like Firebat already in a situation where he would love to try to see if he can kill off this Astromancer Solarian. Is it worth a shield slam?
I don't know. This deck I played 2 games of.
Well, I got a chance to. I mean, I get to sit down and talk with Firebat a little bit every week. We hang out. Sometimes we play games together and just chat about life. More about like catching up about his new life in Las Vegas. And Firebat's kind of going through an interesting part of his life where he's growing up a lot. He's like trying to step up his adulting, as he was telling me. But it does seem like he's very confident that this deck should be able to handle its own against things like mages if you can just kind of remove. But the issue is that if mage plays very deep into fatigue, it also could drain the warrior out of resources. Yeah. And so hopefully cards like Archivist Elysiana can come up clutch. And so don't be surprised if this matchup ends up going all the way to the bottom card of each deck.
Yeah, because mage can generate a lot of
seems to be the theme
resources.
of today. That's right. I'm ready for the full 25 game day gambit, TJ. Gambit.
Well, at this point, it's just guaranteed. Yeah. So the one cool thing about this deck from Firebat is that it actually does run like a good amount of card draw. It's got Risky Skipper package with Anchor, Corsair Cache. And then it also plays like Blood Boil Brutes. So you have the Risky Skipper, Armorsmith, Blood Boil Brute, Battle Rage kind of combination. Also runs Bulwark of Azzinoth, which is a fantastic card when your opponent deals damage to bursts. Talk about Bomb Warriors, Soul Demon Hunters. Fantastic against those decks. But against Mage, they can oftentimes, take it slow enough, pick you away with pings and small attacks on the board. Even like Arcane Missiles alone on an empty board, plus a ping takes out Bulwark of Azzinoth in its entirety. So not a great card in the matchup specifically. Can buy him some time later, but that's about all it'll do, and it doesn't buy you nearly as much time as it would in some of the other matchups that are possible.
Yeah, totally. You might see the Bulwark of Azzinoth do a lot more work in other matchups, but not necessarily this one for now.
Turn it up.
And Nalguidan just kind of setting up his board here, kind of anticipating it to all get swept away through
Time runs out on me.
through some kind of removal. Although, the more he plays onto the board, the more he makes it likely that Magtheridon will be summoned.
Job done.
And here we go, the brawl. Very likely that one of the, well, not very likely, but it's more likely that one of the wardens survive. But, you know, Firebat just making sure to keep the board squeaky clean here to start things off.
Yep.
And when that Magtheridon gets summoned, it's going to require Nalguidan to chains freeze it.
And also,
maybe
Nalguidan
devolving
really
missiles.
doesn't want to develop any more minions into this because as soon as Firebat finds the ability to deal with this last warder,
I will crush your delusion.
it means that this board gets swept up. So I like the Nalguidan's just taking this time to acquire resources. And alright, Spellwing. If the board gets cleared up, he gets an Arcane Missiles in hand. Bad.
Job's done.
It's interesting. The threat of the Magtheridon is just really hamstringing any kind of offense from Nalguidan. And I think if I'm Firebat, I'd probably just take it a little bit slower, right? Like find ways for the Risky Skipper to combo with the Lord Baroff.
Yep.
Okay,
Corsair
Corsair
Cash.
Cash is nice.
Guaranteed draw the Ankar in this position since he has Bulwark of Azeroth already in hand. And I can get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Only a couple pirates in the deck. He has Risky Skipper, then he has second Risky Skipper, and the Cobalt Sticky Finger. So, not going to get full draw value out of the 3 charges for the Ankar, but still good. Such all those cards from his deck. And you mentioned, potentially going to Fatigue. This Warrior deck has potential to draw a lot, but that's, like you said, where the Archivist of Lysiana comes in towards the end of the game. Speak of the devil.
Yep, Archivist Lysiana comes into the hand. Firebat looks for the Ankar. Ankar draws another pirate from his deck. Firebat plays the Rescue Skippers. Plays a Cobalt Sticky Fingers, which isn't going to be relevant, right? For
It's
this
going to be
game.
super relevant. Watch. Oh! Right off the top!
Wow.
Lethal!
Yes.
You do it. No, 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 no.
What to do? What to do?
Yeah, I mean, this is scary, but still entirely manageable for Nalguidan.
Yeah.
Firebat
That's
is
probably
another
the
way
right
to kill
call,
off
honestly.
that 1/1 easily.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, it has
Risky
Risky
Skipper.
Skipper, but Nalguidan's basically saying, all right, you have to use Risky Skipper plus something else if you want to clear off this warder. And both those minions are going to die if you choose to do that. So I actually like this play from Nalguidan as much as it pains to see someone draw Solarian Prime on 7 and not play it. Leaving a bunch of lethals on the table.
Woo! Cobalt Sticky Finger comes out to play. Yeah, 12/12 appears. Magtheridon has been summoned.
You don't
I think it could be a Shinfalla setup. I guess 9 mana without Source Apprentice. Alright, never mind. There's a Shinfalla setup after all. Oh, nice. Dragon. There's 2 dragons in there. So it gets the Arcane Breath out. And then Ray of Frost.
Yeah, this summons a 5/5. Ooh, Evocation. So
Another one?
should be able to freeze and build up the board again. Now Firebat has to decide if he wants to clear off some of the board at the risk of clearing off his own Magtheridon, or he just kind of doubles down.
Play Rattlegore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we were really expecting this warrior deck to do super well against Mage. It's not really intended for that.
The problem I have with Rattlegore is playing the Rattlegore before you play Death Mad Aspect is doesn't necessarily feel great because at any point your Death Mad Aspect will also eat up one of the Rattlegores, which all right, you got 2 of them. Like, start playing them.
Nalguidan says no.
Yeah. He's not a for funsies gamer. I guess when relegation is on the line, I wouldn't be either.
Yeah, you can't. The winner of this decisively moves up, and the loser puts themselves in a situation where at best they can tie.
What to do?
Yeah.
Oh wow, Arcane Missile takes out the bulwark of Azeroth charges super easily.
Yep.
Time runs out on you.
Still gets to push 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Close, but not close. Still has some gas left though. As Rishi Super Lord Brav, which is a clear. It's just Nalguidan has so much gas to back this up.
He could end up throwing the Armor Smith into the mix as well, just to gain a little bit of extra armor. If he feels like he needs to continue to stabilize. But it's like you said, he's kind of having a big macro issue, which is dealing with the waves of threats from the mage. Nalguidan's navigated this very well.
Like
Now has
Drake.
the Proto Drake to come out. And I think Firebat's got a Rattlegore here. Because if you don't do it now, when will you?
Yeah, it's just the Deathwing Mad
Oh, the
aspect.
Archmage! Alright, you gotta kill that then.
Yeah. I do like the Deathwing Mad aspect first because, like I said, the Rattlegore just puts you in such an awkward spot. Alright, now it's time! It's prime time!
Alright, alright, alright. Secret. Flame Strike. Okay, kill the minion. Kill yourself.
Well done, Solaria Prime. Nice.
Nice opening act, and for now he will bid you adieu.
Job's done.
I mean, Nalguidan's slowly running out of breath. Oddly enough. But Firebat slowly running out of removal, I think is a bigger deal here. Ooh. Oh no!
Oh. Uh-oh. Needs to have this one thief win the brawl.
Nalguidan never wins brawls. He won a brawl! What? Just like Iparizato attacking on the turn he plays a weapon. It's also a first time I've seen Nalguidan win a brawl. At least this season.
Right. Does seem like he does lose those brawls fairly often. And now Firebat, slowly but surely, getting the whittle down.
Oh. Bladestorm, Evil Quartermaster, nail the Kobold Lackey.
Or a Rush Lackey. Okay, maybe a Witchy Lackey into a Rusher. Okay. Sorcerer's Apprentice has arrived. And now we get to see some fireworks. Evocation activates 2 Ice Barriers, which are just dead.
And has 2 Spellbenders, too. What the? This is garbage.
Yeah, definitely one of the worst evocations I've seen in a while. Is he gonna evocation again?
Nah. I think he double Ray of Frost and Mana Cyclone here.
I like that.
Wait, that's only a single copy of Ray of Frost. Yeah. Can't do that. I'm fairly certain.
Right, he is one of them on the Magtheridon, right?
Cheeky
Pings
play around
his
Bladestorm
own-
there.
Yeah, pings his own Mana Cyclone to play around Bladestorm. I like it.
Alright, draw a card, play a card. That's the kind of mode that Firebat's in right now. Trying to look at cards that he can draw off the top that are really good. Looking at Zephrys. Unfortunately, Zephrys off the top isn't particularly good because he actually still has duplicates. He still has double Blood Bowl Brute and double Battle Rage. So there is 6, 7, 8, 12 damage being represented. Alright, Battle Rage. Blood Bowl Brute. Take out the Sorcerer's Apprentice, armor up, and then draw Zephyr's next turn. Now the duplicates are gone. And still die anyway.
Right. At this point, Nalguidan really could play Ashmate Solarian for lethal, and oh, it wasn't.
There's no reason to, I don't think. Freeze, base, ping. Blood Bowl Brute again. Alright, this is where you Archivist Elysiana and see what you would have gotten.
I suppose so.
Get on board.
Yeah, that's gonna do it. So game number 1, pretty straightforward. We weren't really expecting too much out of the Warrior versus the Mage, because the Mage does have a ton more resources to go. And so we didn't get to the fatigue stage because Firebat didn't really ever get his footing, but Nalguidan did a really good job using all the tools that he got to disrupt whatever Mage or Warrior could be doing.
Yeah.
And that's a game 1 victory over to Nalguidan. So he does have his Rogue and his Demon Hunter remaining. Definitely some questions around Firebat's lineup of whether or not he can take out any of these, because I think he was really hoping to run into Warrior this weekend, and Nalguidan has none. So we will have to see what ends up happening. We're going to take our final break of today, and when we come back, we're going to have the conclusion of Firebat versus Nalguidan. Stay tuned.
Hearthstone Grandmasters is brought to you by T-Mobile. Switch today and rank up to America's largest 5G network. T-Mobile.
Pets that I had growing up, many frogs used to catch a lot of frogs.
I had 2 goldfish, when I was at 8, I think.
We got our first cat. His name was Tiger. He was a barn cat.
Probably 100 to 200. They were all goldfish, and they all died relatively quick.
My sister got a dog. His name was Primo.
Most recently, we have a cat called Ember, which my family fails to call by name because they just try to like call her like that, but her name's Ember.
My little brother got a cat. Oh gosh, I don't know his cat's name. I moved out of the house before he got that cat.
I had a cat growing up, and his name was Charlie, which in English would translate as Charlie.
The girl I was with at the time had 2 cats.
I had a bunch of pets growing up. I don't know if I want to give out their names that I remember, because I might use those for other purposes, but
The girl I'm with now has a cat, and her name is Kiki. So lots of cats, lots of dogs. Always love having an animal in the household, at least one.
Welcome back, everybody, to the conclusion of day number 2 here, week 7 of Hearthstone Grandmasters. Firebat is currently up against Nalguidan, and Nalguidan able to get in game 1 victory, which kind of makes us point questions to see if that will be the beginning of what could be the trend for this series. As I do agree with TJ, I do feel like Firebat is unlikely to be able to close out this this series without Warrior on Nalguidan's side, but maybe Firebat has some extra tricks up his sleeve that we're not accounting for as we go into game number 2. Nalguidan's going to a Secret Rogue here.
Yeah, Secret Rogue with a Flick Skyship, which is not a popular choice, actually. A little bit too slow, not a great card you want to pull from Secret Passage. But does give you, I think, a little bit more game against some of the other decks in the metagame.
If you have to ban something else and are left with Demon Hunter, like Flick Sky Shiving a Soul Shard Lapidary or Gladebound Adept can not only be a huge tempo swing, but also essentially net you some healing as the game goes on. But in a lot of matchups, it is quite a dead card. Or not a dead card, but not as valuable as Flick can be. Firebat turns to the Warrior once again. This one, I feel like Rogue is similar to Mage in that they can accrue a lot of resources and space out their threats. There usually isn't Solarian Primes, which means that you don't have like this closing ability. But a Coin Shadow Jewel or Hanar is quite annoying to deal with if you're a warrior.
Yeah, definitely agree. I think the Shadow Jewel Hanar here is a pretty slick move. Oh, okay, interesting. Interesting. Could have the opportunity to save that secret for Edwin Van Cleef turn, but I still think we want to plagiarize. Well, no, plagiarize kind of stinks this early on. Quite a conundrum, TJ.
Yeah, with just plagiarize in hand, the Coin Shadow Jewel or Hanar doesn't feel particularly powerful. Granted, he didn't know that he had Edwin Van Cleef in hand. But plagiarize early on, you're right. He's not really going to get much of anything.
So then what does he choose to do instead? He finds the Pharaoh Cat and just a little bit of extra support through the Repentance. And now Firebat still doesn't have a way to kill that Shadow Jewel Hanar. Very annoying to deal with right now. Yeah. Really good moves here from Nalguidan to really be disruptive as much as possible here.
This will break your fall.
And the Repentance on the Evil Quartermaster will shut that down very easily. Nalguidan also, of course, gets plagiarized, so gets his own little lackey. Not a really bad choice at all to play, but wants to get value off the Shadow Jewel Hanar and finds more secret value.
Yeah,
Shadow
the secrets are not great, though.
Doing work.
Yeah, it's doing some work, but these secrets are pretty poor.
Yeah, they're definitely not super good.
Next turn.
I wonder.
Job's done. The Blade Fist has no masters. You fell right into my trap.
Alright, well finally Firebat able to kill off the Shadow Jewel Hanar, but it does cost him the Kargath Blade Fist, and now Nalguidan can finally resume his normal game.
He can finally play the game.
Yeah, because you feel like you're so obligated to collect Shadow Jewel Hanar value, you kind of ignore the rest of your hand, but it was kind of hard to believe that Nalguidan plays so many cards, but that only cost him one card, or two cards, because the secret plus the Hanar.
Start with a shield block here. I don't know if this is worth going in. Okay, Bulwark. I guess you can't expect Bulwark to get in too much value in this matchup because of the dagger, because of lackeys. A lot of small damage that can add up. So if you're blocking, what, 6 on board, that ends up being worth it in the long run.
Yeah, that is true. Firebat. Presenting that makes Nalguidan slow down. Interesting, which is probably exactly what Firebat wanted here.
slow down even more so than get done with like shield block that turn. So yeah, it ends up being a pretty high value bulwark. Okay, now we can shield block. Counterspell. Tilt-oriented thinking says, should have shield block last turn, but that's literally anything.
Right.
Your presence offends me.
And now Firebat has to still pick up some of those pieces, but use the bulwark to offset a little bit of that damage. So nice little use of that. Gets the double dip.
Really needs like a risky skipper. Got Battle Age in hand, but starting to run out of resources already.
Pretty hard choice, but looks like he's gonna go with the Starving Buzzard here. Man, I forget Starving Buzzard's a card sometimes.
Oh, risky skipper. He hasn't taken damage yet, so. You go Nalguidan this turn. You take a lot of damage though. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13,
I'll show you who's boss.
Right. I think you gotta go for this now.
I guess it gets rid of the illusion, and you can also Battle Rage, even though it's only for 2 cards. It's something.
I think it's okay because the average card of this deck is so expensive that while you would like to obviously have like a handful of cards at all times, a lot of times you can't really spend all your you can't play more than like 2 cards a turn. All right, well, we'll see if Nalguidan can really press in here, because Firebat took a little bit of time seeing if he wanted to play things like his Witchy Lackey, but opted out of it.
This will break your fall.
Evil Quartermaster gets the Witchy Lackey himself. Nalguidan can get more lackeys and just go for this Evolve. I kind of like the idea of maybe evolving the 5-drop, but it's so good to stop the minions that's going on here. So I think he's just going to go ahead and rush. I like it. Push that damage.
Yep, I like pushing the damage while you can in this situation. Double Bladestorm, and this board is just so awkward to Bladestorm. Can't play Magtheridon in this position either. Too many minions on board. We only summon 2 warders, which means that Magtheridon will be completely dead for the rest of the game.
I wonder.
Yeah, it just seems like this deck is indeed struggling to really get it done. Definitely lots of questions going into what looking like Firebat is going to be struggling in game number 2. So going into game number 3, if we do end up getting to that point, how does Firebat turn this deck around if there's no warrior to target that he can take his time and set up his weapon removal and all of his sticky minions against?
I must choose.
I think this is an armor pass.
God, it just feels so bad. Right.
Okay.
Alright, Magtheridon.
Using Magtheridon on Magtheridon against Rogue is just, asking for trouble. Because a single Shadow Step completely negates Magtheridon.
Right.
Using on the full board at least shuts off the possibility of Secret plus Blackjack Center on a warder.
True.
But if I'm Nalguidan, I'm just saying Secret Passage, hard look for a Shadow Step. It doesn't look like he found one.
So I guess you just gotta push all face and accept that fact that you might lose your entire board here. But those 1 health minions do protect against Blade Storm, so it's not all good here.
Yeah, Firebat still needs a brawl. Is that a brawl?
It hasn't caught up yet for me.
There's a
Yes!
brawl.
Wow,
Yep.
brawl at the top. Oh, okay. I mean, the thing is, even if he finds a way to summon Magtheridon, if he just finds a way to sap it as well, like, same problem.
Yeah, but if he saps it, you can replay it and then reward her. So it's
True.
And it only costs 5, so at a certain point in the game, you could Magtheridon and Brawl still.
Right.
Or Magtheridon Bladestorm if the warders are the smallest minions on the board. So the 12-toe is actually a big deal. Nalguidan not hitting Shadow Step with, you know, seeing this many cards so far and seeing more with the Secret Passages.
It's definitely unfortunate.
It's pretty unlucky. I'll give him that. Usually, like, Magtheridon is not even a card that you can consider playing against Rogue because of those things. But I mean, you can consider playing it, but it usually gets punished. It usually stays dormant for the entirety of the game.
Right.
Don't let the door hit you.
Well, does end up sapping the Magtheridon and now finds an opportunity to get a little bit of board presence going here with that Van Cleef. Kind of like what you were mentioning, Firebat probably feels okay with this spot if he can find a way to kill off the Wardens consistently, but he can't. Oh, Karkov's Blade Fist. Wait. What? The plagiarize.
Yeah.
Still though, gaining 10 armor is pretty sick here.
Yeah, but plagiarize is pretty brutal.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It's very hard, very brutal. It like pretty much just negates what he just did.
Oh, he's gonna Witchy Locky it. We're gonna get a 9-drop. Meat Crush.
Alright then. Well, Firebat was hoping for a stickier minion. No such luck here.
Hoping for a Rattlegore, I guess.
Yeah, maybe actually. I'm not exactly sure what he was considering, but
You know that there's a Magtheridon in it. You have to make your board kind of resilient against Magtheridon plus what's the likely AoE, which seems to be Bladestorm.
Right.
So he's got to consider what does it look like? How do I make my minions have weird health totals and not extend too far onto this board? Putting 5 minions in play is also a good way to do it. Because it means that you can't play Magtheridon unless you kill one off.
yeah, I like it. Either way, though, Firebat has to react, otherwise he's going to die, so gotta go for this Bladestorm stuff, even if it's not ideal at all. What an awkward set of draws here for Firebat, where he's kind of just stuck playing Bladestorm as like a really expensive Whirlwind.
Wait a second. I don't know what his plan was. I'm pretty sure dormant minions don't activate Risky Skipper, right?
Oh, they don't count as minions play. I thought they did for some reason.
Maybe. I just don't know why he wouldn't do it there.
Right.
That's the case.
Well, maybe he wants to surprise his opponent. I mean, either way, he knows about Kargoth's Blade Fist coming in, though.
Oh no, it
And
does.
now he
It
can.
doesn't.
Nalguidan can
does
like
activate
make other health totals. Jeez. Yeah, it's looking like Firebat has to find something else here. Coerce.
Gotta be brawl, right? Second brawl.
Yeah, second brawl. Lord Barov. All right.
Ooh. Well, good thing you
That's
didn't play the
huge.
Risky Skipper last turn.
Show you who's boss.
That's right. Good call.
Try to keep yourselves alive.
And yes, dormant minions do count as minions played.
Yes, I thought so, but I wasn't sure. Can't ever be too sure.
Wow.
Those are some big minions. Wow. No minions stats to steal on the board, but has the Ysera find a nightmare, and now Nalguidan loses all of it, and Magtherodon appears. Firebat has layers removal very nicely.
Yep.
But Nalguidan does have an answer.
Unleashed.
Give me a quest.
Might be able to find an even more efficient answer.
Right. It's looking pretty promising.
You pick the puzzle box.
All right, so flick Sky Shiv and pass.
The Firebat just blood ball brute kills it fast. It's just like coming down to like one resource versus one resource. So he's trying to get this up to 5 health, or what? Oh, Deathwing, cool.
Sure, that works. Now Nalguidan might have the puzzle box if he wants to respond to this. Well, that's a dead card. Maybe Secret Passage?
Okay,
oh, it
let's
just
see
rips it.
Oh my
Rip it, rip it.
gosh.
Easy, start off.
It's just a
Oh,
destroy
no.
minion effect. Nether. Air raid. Oh! Oh no,
Right.
mirror entity! Oh!
Oh.
All he has is
the
just
mirror
massive
entity.
minions. Mirror entity. Out of all those spells, like sure, clear all the stuff, air raid, whatever. But the biggest threat is just it's just the mirror entity. Now Firebat can't win. There's a Rattlegore. He just loses.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's
Oh,
game.
no.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
Ugh.
GG.
What a dumb game of Hearthstone. It's like
Very silly.
It's like so well fought for so long. Both players trying to position themselves like perfectly. Nalguidan trying to play around the blackjack centered Magtherodon for multiple turns in a row. You know, finally having to give it up and hope that he doesn't have removal. You know, Firebat barely hanging on for so many turns, and it's just like puzzle box, mirror entity, Rattlegore, Nightmare dead. Like in 3 seconds. Just
right.
completely kills all of this, you know, this tension that we built up about the
Right.
matchup.
Well, I definitely understand where you're coming from, TJ. But at the end of it, Firebat knows that he wasn't really likely to take that against the Rogue anyways. It really comes down to this Demon Hunter, which, again, we're still not entirely sure about ourselves what that means. So we're going to find out whether or not this Demon Hunter is the deck that Firebat was hoping to beat, or if maybe Firebat altogether was thinking, you know what, I'm probably not going to be able to get out of this anyways. So we'll find out. Demon Hunter is a deck that's very scary, and I am very afraid of it when I play classes like Hunter. So I am particularly curious to see how Firebat chooses to tackle this one.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like his deck should be okay against Demon Hunter. I mean, they're designed to be bomb warrior, it feels like. But a lot of the anti-bomb warrior techs kind of have this like splash of anti-Demon Hunter as well.
Right.
It's just Demon Hunter doesn't fully rely on their weapons. However, Firebat has made his lineup to where it's not all just about weapon destruction, especially in the case of this warrior deck. It's about like the ability to block large bursts of damage with cards like Bulwark of Azeroth, the ability to have on-demand armor gain with Risky Skipper Armorsmith. So I do feel like, it's a little better against some of the higher value-oriented decks that we just saw, which was Temple Mage and the Seeker Rogue. It's a better matchup, but I still just don't know if it can withstand like that much damage when you're giving the Demon Hunter so much time.
Right. Well, Zephyrus on 2. Fight for tempo. Looking like Firebat's really stubborn and trying to get his warrior through, but perhaps even just saying, you know what, if I can't win this matchup, I won't be able to win anyways.
Yeah. That's a great pickup.
Yes.
Guarantees Cobalt Sticky Finger in hand. Gives Nalguidan the information that Cobalt Sticky Finger will be in hand, most likely. Also draws that second Risky Skipper. So this potentially change the way that Nalguidan has to think about this.
You don't pick the one, see?
Oh no, Sea Magic doesn't do anything. Okay, slow turn.
Wait,
Firebat has
Sea
a
Magic's
chance.
great. Deals with Rattlegore.
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying,
turns.
like, for now, like, Firebat's more worried about... I would assume Firebat's more worried long-term about how he's going to find ways to survive the early mid-game damage. So I think this ends up being a situation that I think he's more okay with. If the alternative's like Twin Slice, I think he would be happier with this. Yeah.
Mr. Finger himself.
That's right. Maybe a way for him to get back is to just sticky finger the right weapon.
If you're Nalguidan, you know that Sticky Finger is in the hands. This is kind of an annoying board to deal with. You don't have the Shard Shatter Mystic.
Yes.
You just go for like a low value Blade Dance here with like Chaos Strike? You could Consume Magic to limit the armor gain? This is actually a tough turn. I'm curious. I'm sure Nalguidan has done more testing with this specific matchup than I have.
Right.
Time grows short.
Oh, that's got to be better.
Yeah, this is way better to have it to clear the AoE. Even though you give a little bit of armor, not the end of the world here. So, Firebat loses that board state and not able to get that Blood Boil Brood out for real cheap. Oh, hate to see a slow turn like that.
Firebat's just saying, though, he's going to have to play a weapon eventually.
Yeah, I guess so. You would think so, right?
And that's when he gets him.
Jeez.
Going Blood Bowl Brute. Takes care of the Soul Shard Lapidary. Oh, wow.
Okay, Brawl.
Okay, Brawl, pretty low value card in the matchup overall.
Yeah. Maybe just Sociologist Militia is the only thing. Nalguidan looks like he's firmly in the driver's seat at this point. Yeah. Soul Jailer, Spirit Jailer. Not really exactly the card Nalguidan's looking for. You can just kind of press in here with the Wand Maker. There it is, that value.
Job done.
10 to the face. And if you're Firebat, you're not even really thinking about the sticky finger. You might just be going for the Deathwing here.
Yeah.
And what makes that... It's like one of these things that explains tech cards really well. Nalguidan might just blade dance and move on and not even give Firebat an opportunity to sticky finger.
Woo! Ooh, Skull Outcast off the top.
Definitely worth consideration.
I grow impatient.
Problem is he's not guaranteed a way to deal with the Deathwing. If he does it that way, right? Well, he has a way, but without taking 12.
Warlock. Time grows short.
Guess he can Blade Dance Shard Shatter Mystic and then
yeah,
still push the 4.
In the end, he's still trying to just count his damage, so he has the Odraki Warblade and he has the Cane, so he's got 6 from hand. And now Firebat is in trouble, hoping for the Bulwark of Aznaroth. Finds it. Okay.
All right. Well, that's a way
He
to
will
kind of
take
block a lot of
those.
this damage.
Yes.
Also gets the
And
1
does.
extra charge from the Corsair Cache, which real nice. Demon Hunter's tough because there's not like these small damage sources that you can use to get rid of these bulwark charges. You're attacking once with your face, which is where the meat of your damage comes from, and then 1 with each of your minions. So I can imagine Cane would be like the only thing that comes out here. Could also play actually double, I guess, Philosophy, so use that for Spear Jailer.
Right, and just summon a bunch of 1 attack minions to take out the Bulwark.
Yeah.
They're not trapped. They're my friends.
And I think I like that Nalguidan's wisely not playing like, you know, the weapon here, understanding that it can get stolen.
Ooh.
Kargoth Blade Fist.
The Blade Fist has no master.
So this will stop at least another source of damage, meaning that Firebat should at least be not taking damage next turn. Right, seeming more doable.
Yeah, and Nalguidan doesn't have like a lot of raw damage, and I guess he does. He just has a lot of weapon swings. It's like my concern with this man, right? But he's drawn through so much of his deck. It's like he's gonna have damage after damage after damage after damage, and it's not like Firebat is stabilizing and then putting on pressure, or stabilizing and then gaining a huge burst of armor. Oh, Penflingers! Oh, it's so good.
Well, what Penflingers do, it's like taking up Firebat's turn, right? Like, or sorry, taking up Nalguidan's turn. Like, his mana crystals are being spent on things that like aren't super impactful right now. Which
just pick down the bulwark. It's to just throw heads at his face.
Yeah, it is very nice. It takes him down. Just 12. Nope, 10. And Firebat looks like he is struggling here. No ability to really do too much. He can steal the weapon, maybe gain a little bit of extra life. But not enough to really swing the board. Cards like Radagord taking a little bit too long.
I wonder.
Wow.
Eat your flesh.
I have enough time to play Kobold Stinky Finger. He needs to be in full defensive mode. That's like a defensive weapon.
And is that lethal? It's very close to it. Because of Penflinger, Chaos Strike. And I think that Blade Dance might, because now you can Marrow Slicer.
Yeah, Twin Slice pickup. That is definitely lethal.
3-0 for Nalguidan. Close out the last series. Firebat was really hoping that his target strategy would find the right target, but Nalguidan with a very smooth move to not even bring Warrior this week, despite it being a popular class. And that will do it, meaning that Firebat is the likely candidate for the relegation spot. And if not, he has to fight for a tiebreaker position at best. And Nalguidan improves to a 3-3 record. You can see how much it means to him as he had a little fist bump. And Nalguidan closes it out very quick. 3-0. We had game 5s all throughout today, TJ, and then for the last one, it seemed to be as over as quickly as it started.
Yeah, still a long one though, because all 3 games were Control Warrior versus something, but it just felt like Nalguidan's decks, were just so much better against that Control Warrior than what Firebat was attempting to target with his lineup. And looking at his last matchup, both these players have one more game. I believe Nalguidan plays against Rami, which is a big one as well, because Rami is not safe. 3 wins does not make you safe from anything. Firebat's last match is against ETC, so if he wins that, he gets a good chunk of tiebreaker points since ETC's at 4 wins. And then Nalguidan's last match is against Rami, so the winner of that match would be safe, I believe, but the loser would go down with other 3-4.